Hi everyone, this is Marvin with Better Way to Connect TV, and I'm back with an update to the Mediasonic Homeworks. Let me first say that I apologize for getting back to some of you so late. Like I said before, it's just me. I don't do much editing on these videos, as you can see. They kind of just shoot from the hip and go. I try to upload them as soon as I do them. But this is kind of a reply back to so many of you who had so many questions about the Mediasonic and some of the things that it can do, and some of the things I didn't cover in my first review. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and get into it. I hope this answers some of the questions that a lot of you have been contacting me with. And what you see on this video, you don't necessarily have to do. Okay, there's different ways to connect this Mediasonic Homeworks to your television set. But let me just get into some of the questions that I remember right off the top of my head. One of you guys asked me if this would work with one of the really old black and white television sets that one of the old television, the old glass television sets, the big box ones. And yes, it will work with this. This at the heart of this device, guys, this is a digital converter. Okay, what it does is it takes the digital signal, over the air signal, and converts it to analog. And so you can use your RCA jacks, or you can use the coaxial out, and it'll work with your analog television sets. It can be the very first LCD analog televisions. A lot of people think that if it's a flat panel, it's a digital tuner in it, but no, that's not necessarily true. Some of the original flat panels were analog television sets. And you can tell that from the connections on the back of the TV. Some of the original flat panels didn't even have HDMI. They just basically, some of them had like the S video, which stands for Super Video, the S video connection in the back. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah, that's exactly how some of those came out. Okay, but today, all flat panels have, they're all digital television sets, because the signal, they've converted the signal over to digital signal now. Okay, so again, this will work with an old VCR. Some of you have asked me about VCRs. Yes, this will work with the VCR. If you're out there still using a VCR to videotape some of the shows, I know this is crazy, but some of you have, a good many of you have asked me about this. Also, I don't know for sure if this device will work with the cable box. One of you specifically asked me if you can connect this to a cable box. Okay, so the cable box, most of the cable boxes now, Cox Communication, Time Warner, if I'm not mistaken, if it's a Motorola set, they do have a coaxial in and a coaxial out. And some of you was asking me if I could connect this, and kind of use this as like a digital VCR. I don't know if it will accept the cable signal. From what I read in the manual, it just only does, well, it doesn't really actually say in the manual either whether or not it will accept a cable signal. So, some of you who have cable and pick this up just to test it, hey, test it out and see what happens. See if it'll accept a cable signal. I don't have cable or satellite here at my house. I'm just over the air. So yeah, I couldn't answer that question. So I don't know if this will accept a cable or satellite signal. And you can use this kind of like a makeshift digital VCR. No, I don't know if it'll do that. Also, some of you wanted to know if you could connect this with an Xbox One, you know, like connect using the Xbox One and connect this and use this as a go-between between an old television set. I don't think that would happen either, because it only has HDMI out. This is not an HDMI in, and you know it won't go. You understand what I'm saying? This is only HDMI out. So you have to look at the manual. These RCAs are out, so it's not like you can go video in. The only video in would be the RF in, the coax in. That's the only thing that I know that would. And if I'm not mistaken, Xbox Ones don't have a coax on the back. So yeah, that's one of the questions that some of you have asked me too. So I don't think you can use this as a go-between between you know, for connecting an Xbox One to an older model television set. I think this is strictly for over-the-air signals, digital converter. It takes the over-the-air digital signal and converts it to analog so you can watch it on the older television sets. Now the HDMI is for your newer model television sets, or it's for an older model with an HDMI connection on the back. Okay, so yeah, that covers that part. Okay, I hope I'm answering it. Okay, now when I first started this video, you probably seen this this micro SD card, and this is a micro SD card reader. This is a multiple card reader actually. I got this from Newegg. Some of you guys may have heard of Newegg. It's one of those websites that you go to, you buy all kinds of electronics and stuff like that. They're really big for having really good sales. If you can go to Newegg, you can check out some of the sales that they have. Sometimes they have really awesome sales. I found some sales. One time they were selling a 500 gigabyte solid state hard drive for $79. 500 gigabytes for a solid state drive. Now some of you guys out there know that is just, I mean, that's just ridiculous, and it was free shipping. But they had a thing with that, is that you had to do it within so many hours. Okay, so you had to order that hard drive within so many hours, or the sale was going to expire. So they have those type of sales on Newegg. That's the reason why I shop there all the time. I go there just to see, you know, if they have a fire sale and they're trying to get rid of some equipment. Newegg is one of my websites that I go to all the time, and you know, and do my shopping. Newegg, Amazon, and Tiger Direct. I don't shop at Tiger Direct too much, but I do go there just to check out. Sometimes they have some awesome sales too. So, but I would not advise you guys to do this. This is me. I was just being lazy. This is a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. Okay, I had this laying around. I wasn't using it, so I said, hey, let me put it to use. It fits right in here like this. Okay. Oh, or is it the other way? This way. I'm dropping the thing all over the place. Okay, that's how it fits. It fits in there just like this. This is what I call, well, what would you call it? It's just a makeshift type of situation. You don't want this right here. This ain't nothing but, this is not going to give you anything but frustration, okay? I did this because I was lazy. So you want to really get yourself an actual external hard drive, like a Toshiba, a WD, Western Digital. There's all kinds of different, you know, storage devices out there. You know what I'm talking about. Get you like a 500 gigabyte or, you know, a 250 gigabyte, something with a substantial amount of space on it where you don't have to keep messing with it. Now this, I have to erase this thing all the time, but to be honest with you guys, I don't use this as much because I've got my TiVo Romeo. I don't use this as much. So this is kind of like, I just wanted to have some just in case if I wanted to catch a show and I wanted to record it. I just wanted to have something in the background. And also this is good for, you know, stopping and pausing live TV. So if you have this in the back, you can stop and pause live TV. But in all actuality, I think this will hold. This is a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. This will hold about 7 shows, and that's high definition shows. Those shows, man, if they're high definition, they take up a lot of space. So you know, you don't really want to use this type of setup that I got going on here. So get yourself an actual, you know, external hard drive. 1 terabyte, I would advise to get yourself a 1 terabyte. That way you ain't got to worry about no kind of space whatsoever. You ain't got to worry about, you know, nothing running out on you. And so that, you know, that'll take care of that. You won't have to worry about it. It's a one-time purchase and you're done. So, and this is the HDMI cable here. Okay. You don't have to have an HDMI cable. You can connect with older model sets, either just with the coax out or the RCA jacks. Okay. So if I gave you that impression in the first video where you only had to have this, I'm sorry. That was not my intent. You know, I was just trying to. I got so excited about it. I went back and viewed my video, and yeah, it was kind of misleading a little bit. So I apologize for that. So now the next part of this video is I'm going to show you how to actually connect it to the TV, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm going to show you real quick how to connect this to the TV. Like I said before, you can either use your RCA jacks right here. You know, and you just basically all you do is just match the colors. Yellow to yellow, red to red, white to white. Your white and red are your left and right, you know, for sound, and yellow is for video. Real quick, some of you wanted to know how to connect this to the TV. So basically, this cable right here, this coax cable, this is my my antenna cable. This is coming directly from my antenna. Okay. So what I do is connect that right in here, the RF in. RF in. Okay. So that's coming directly from my antenna. Now you can connect this without an HDMI and without an RCA. The RF out would go to the barrel on the back of the TV. Okay, so that's if I wanted to do it like that. Okay, so you don't have to have RCA cables. You don't have to have an HDMI cable. You can just use just the RF in and RF out, connect to your TV. Okay, and like I said, it connects to the barrel on the back of the TV, just like this one right here. Okay, so it would be your antenna will go in the RF in, and then the RF out will connect to the TV, and it will still give you the same functions. You'll still be able to pause and stop, rewind live TV. You know, fast forward through the commercials if you want. It gives you the option to record. It gives you the same options. Okay, so you're not missing out anything if you use the barrels. You don't have to go out and purchase RCA cables if you don't already have them. Usually everybody already have, like I said, RCA cables. You know, if you're coming from cable or satellite, you usually already have one of these. And then you don't have to go out and purchase these. Also, when you go to Best Buy or Target or Walmart, you don't have to buy the most expensive cable. Don't let nobody fool you saying that you know, you got to spend $20, $14, $15. You know, go to Amazon, go to Newegg, go to Monoprice. You'll see the prices. The HDMI cables will go for as low as $5, $6, and you get the same quality. It's digital signal, guys. It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. There's no in between. You don't get no static. There's no you know, better quality with a high price cable. And everybody, all these salesmen, they try to tell you that as soon as you walk in the door, oh, you want to get the $40 cable. You don't need no $40 cable. So if somebody's trying to sell you a $40 or $50 cable, no, you go and get the cheapest HDMI that you can find in the store. If you don't have time to wait, but if you can wait, you know, a couple days, order it through Amazon. Get you about 4 or 5 of them. Look for the ones that have the really good reviews. You know, the $5, $6 HDMI cables. You won't have no problems. Okay, you won't have no problems. I don't know why these salesmen, they try to get over on people. Like, well, I do know why. It's all because of money. They want your money. So every time you turn around, somebody new wants your money. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You don't have to go out and spend all that money on these HDMI cables. They are really inexpensive if you go through Newegg, Monoprice, Amazon. You'll see they have them in there, and they have really good reviews too. People talk about how good they are, how long they've used them, and I buy mine from there too, and I've had no problems whatsoever when I use. As a matter of fact, this is a $5 or $6 HDMI cable that I bought from Amazon. I've had no problems whatsoever, guys. And the quality of the picture that I get is outstanding. I use it with my my PS3. I use it with my I have a Sony Blu-ray player. You cannot tell the difference. Cannot tell the difference. Okay, so and if you don't have one, you don't have to use these. Like I said before, you can just use this right here. Okay. So, but for all the guys who, I'm going to go ahead and use my HDMI, because the HDMI is the best connection that you can possibly get. Okay. No matter what if your TV has an HDMI connection on the back, I would advise use it, because that's where this little device is going to shine. That's where it's going to show you all the good stuff. Okay. So I'm going to pause right here, connect this to the back of the TV, and I'll show you what it looks like on the back of the TV, and then we'll go through the setup process. Okay guys, I'm back. Here we are at the back of my TV, and like I said before, I use the HDMI to connect to HDMI 1 in the back of my television set. Okay, this is, if you follow it down, this is the coaxial cable that I'm using right here. This is the coax cable that's going directly to my antenna. Now I wired my house so you won't actually see. Let me see if I can show you. I hope it's not too dark in here, guys. I've wired my house so I'm actually using the actual outlet itself. Okay, that's where it's connected to right there. Now this outlet goes directly to my antenna that I have in the attic, and I'm using a Lava 2605, and it does pretty good. I mean, it does real well. If you see my review of the Lava 2605, that's really good. The only thing with that antenna is that what I'm kind of coming up on right now that I don't like is that it will turn. You know, it's designed to rotate, but this thing will rotate on you. Sometimes other remotes that you have will make it rotate. I don't know what frequency it is, but it's one of those frequencies that's really obviously close to a lot of other frequencies that remotes use, and so sometimes it'll rotate, and then you'll start looking at really crappy signal, and you're like, what in the world? What's going on? Then you got to go through and go back in there, and it's a long story, but you have to go through, realign the antenna again. It's just a pain in the behind. I don't like it. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you through the setup, and then we'll go from there. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much or rambling on. I try not to. All right, thank you. Stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm turning on the Mediasonic Works right here. I'm just going to try and walk you through the process right quickly. Okay. Let me turn this down. I hope you guys can see this clearly. Sometimes this remote, it has a lot of play in the buttons, so things don't all automatically come out like I want them to. Okay, so let's go into menu. I shouldn't say things don't come out like I want them to, but I should say sometimes the actions don't perform like you want them to because the buttons have so much play in them. So sometimes you might end up having to have to hit a button once or twice, or sometimes 3 times in a row. So program edit. Let's just go to scan. Okay, scan. Before we do that, this right here is really important. Picture. You come down here. Now my TV is a widescreen television set, and I got it set to resolution 1080i. Okay, what happened here? Let's see. 1080i. Okay, that's 720p right there. Okay. And I don't want 720p. I want to go back to 1080i. Okay, cool. Now it's at 1080i. All right. I like that. But you set your resolution to whatever your television is. You won't have to worry about this if you're just using this as a converter, you know, as a digital converter, because it's gonna automatically set the resolution to 480i or 480p for you. Those are the only 2 selections that you're gonna have. Okay. And let's go. Did I change it again? Jeez, I changed it again. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. Let me go back. 1080i. Yeah, there we go. All right, so channel search. This is what you want to do when you first connect your set. Do a channel search. There we go. So we're just going to sit here and wait for a little bit. It doesn't take that long. So right now it says I'm at 19 digital channels. $31 digital channels. That was a big jump. 39. 44. That antenna that I was telling you about, the Lava 2605, it does very well for my area. But there's just, like I said, it's just only one hang up. Sometimes it'll move direction, and so I got to realign it, and just a pain in my behind. So I'm gonna look for another antenna and see if I can get one that's that's sedentary, that doesn't move on you. Like I said, I love what it does. It does very well, but I just don't like that sometimes I have to get up and reconnect it. Some of you out there who've already experienced this with the Lava 2605, you know what I'm talking about. You know the pains that I'm talking about. It's just a big pain in the behind to get up and have to re-straighten that thing. And it's not like you know where the antenna is pointing. You got to physically see where it's actually pointing at to realign it back to where it's supposed to be. So that's one of the gripes that I have with that antenna. And I actually read that before on one of the reviews. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it out myself and see what actually happens. Okay. And that's what I advise you guys to do. Don't always listen to the reviews all the time. I mean, sometimes you got to take a chance for yourself and see what things, because everyone has a different point of view. Your point of view is different from mine. You may like something when I say I don't, and vice versa. So, and you know, with that being said, you know, also my reviews, I'm just trying to give helpful tips. That's my intention anyway. So so don't take some of my biases, guys. I've been doing this for a long time, and I have some biases against certain things. This is, what channel is this? Okay, so this is CBS. So I mean, just awesome clarity. Okay, awesome clarity. I mean, I can't say enough about this. Let me see if the guide is right. Oh, here's another big thing too. I wanted to show you guys about the menu up here. Make sure that you got your time correct. If you got your time correct, if your time is off, it is not, your guide is not going to give you the correct information. So make sure that you are in the correct time zone. If you're on the Pacific Standard Time, make sure it says that. If you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or if you know in Central America, make sure that your time is correct, because that's what's going to dictate what information you get on your television guide. Okay. Oh, I don't want to do that. And let's go back to menu again. I'm on Pacific time. English, all that stuff is the same. Parental guidance, stuff like that. Right here, I want to show you this right quick, and then we'll scroll right through. TV edit program. Some of you guys, a lot of you actually have gotten in touch with me. How do you delete the channels that you don't want? What you do is you go into program edit, and then you click OK. Input password. It's all zeros. So you just go 0 0 0 0 0 0. Boom. And then if you see down at the bottom, you got number 1 is move, number 2 is skip, number 3 is lock, number 4 is delete. I don't ever delete my channels. What I do is skip them. I press number 2. So if it's a channel that you want to skip, let's go to, I'll show you something that I will skip. Okay, I got 2 Foxes. So I'm going to skip number 2. It's the standard definition one. I'm going to skip it. So we're going to go number 2. Boom. And now it says skip right there on the side. Real easy, folks. Then right after you finish, all you have to do is exit. It will save what you put in there. And so now I'm only going to see 1 Fox. This is NBC for me. Cozy TV. Okay, now if you notice when I did the scan, you notice there was like 150 something channels. Okay guys, that 150 channels, you have to break that down, because not all of that I'm able to watch. Some of those are like blank channels. I have no idea what's going on with that, but some of them are blank channels. I guess that's how strong this antenna is that I'm using. But some of those are blank channels, and then you got your Asian channels, then you got your Hispanic channels. You got your Indian channels. So those channels I don't understand. I only count the ones that that are in English, and the ones that I understand. And no disrespect to anybody else, but I only know one language, so those are the channels that I stick with. And out of that 150, I say I get about, I want to say about 50 channels that are in English that I understand. Okay, and some of the rest of them are like informational channels, and then you got some channels that are like they're open, and you'll see it on the screen, like you can actually buy the channel, rent the station out, or whatever the case may be. So I got 150 channels, but that's not a true 150 channels. I don't want to mislead anybody. Okay, so I actually am able to watch about maybe 50 or 60 channels out of that 150. Okay, and the rest are either not in my language that I understand, or they're like informational channels that they don't have any shows on them or anything like that. They just got information on it. Okay, so this TV, if you're coming from cable or satellite, this is a big switch. It's a huge adjustment. Not your shows aren't the same. I say if you're gonna switch from cable or satellite and you're coming over to over the air, make sure that you have a DVR so you can record your shows. Okay, this right here is just a bare bones type of device. Where's the guide? Where's the TV guide? Here we go. Here's the guide. And it'll say paid programming, paid programming. Let me see if I can find somewhere it actually gives you some information. Spin City, Ellen, Grace Under Fire. And if you, okay, so some of the information has downloaded, some of it isn't. It'll tell you what to know information there. So it'll give you basic information. Okay, the Bernie Mac show, but you do have a TV guide and you know what's coming on. The only other thing about this TV guide, it's only for one day. It goes for the day that you're on and then to the next day. Okay, which I think is, they probably could have given you like 3 days in advance, but I don't know what's up with that. If you let it, you give it about an hour or two, and it will download the entire guide for you. Okay, it'll download, because right now I'm coming up with a lot of no informations, and I think what this is because I haven't given it time to download all the information for the guide. Okay. TMZ, The Real, Dr. Oz, Hollywood. So yeah, I mean, it just, and I'll show you the quality once again. This is the quality of my shows, just outstanding. You got this this buzzer, man. This thing trips me out. It shows all the old game shows from back in the day, and it's just a trip just to watch, just to see how much time has gone by, what people, how people talk, what clothes they wore. It's just amazing, man. It's like a step back in time. So channel 13, that is for me. I don't know what channel, if you're in a different state, it could be a different channel for you, but yeah. And these are the Asian channels that I was telling you about. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and I'll just skip these channels. So when I come back, it will only show me the channels that I did not skip. Okay. Let me see if I got my Ion channel. I love Ion. Ion is cool. So let me see if Ion comes up here for me. Yep. Ghost Whisperer is on today. So again, guys, thank you for all the support, all the good, the kind remarks that you guys have been giving me. I really appreciate it. Again, I have to apologize. This is not my my only thing that I do. I do install HD antennas for a living. So I've been really busy, and a lot of you guys have been contacting me and asking me questions about the Mediasonic, and I just had to get this up and get it going for you. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. If you still have any questions, hit me up with with an email or either in the reply, and I promise you I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. But other than that, I hope this helped you out. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take care. Bye.